All right. So here we are. Monday morning, Monday evening, Monday night. I'm happy that you're here. So we start very gently, as you could discover. It's like very gentle start of the day. Really beautiful with the piano and the sounds. So that's so great. To just become still first before anything else. So today we continue with an idea of prayer, of becoming still, coming into communication, coming into, say, the recognition of our true identity, because that changes everything. Like my recognition of that, my experience of that makes everything different. It might look the same, but it is absolutely not the same. So Jesus gives some beautiful prayer references in the Course in Miracles that I want to use. So these are very simple statements, in fact. Like it establishes something that is already there. It's like, yeah, of course, I should do that. Like, for instance, one of them is like, your daily prayer of your day should start with the prayer, help me to perform the miracles that you want me to perform. And that's one prayer. It's like, help me to perform the miracles that I'm supposed to perform. Now that doesn't seem like a regular prayer at all, but it is a great statement or a great prayer to start your day with, because in fact it places you right in the position of the so-called miracle worker. Not that you do them, but you offer them. You perform them by being that. In fact, by being that. You are a miracle. So it's like you place yourself in that. You recognize yourself in that place. In other words, you recognize yourself in the place of, yes, I'm the miracle-minded one. I recognize that there's such thing as miracles. And I happen to be one of those. I am a miracle. Not by my own definition, but with how Spirit works through me to perform these miracles through me. Like I'm training myself, in fact, to allow this to occur and to see that at work by just seeing that, by just realizing that, by just opening up for that. So that in every situation that I find myself, I have an option of the miracle. And that shows me something that is literally not of this world. It shows me something that is releasing my brother instead of binding my brother. Because there's no other way to do it, really. It's like in your human situations, if you come up with a solution, so-called, and then it would always be a sacrifice for one of the ones that the so-called solution is coming from. So you think that you need to sacrifice something before something can happen. Like this is a normal, in human sense, a normal way of dealing with. Like, of course, you gotta compromise, you gotta sacrifice, you gotta do this and you gotta do that. There's literally no other way to do it. While the miracle offers both more love. And what do you need to do for that? To give in the situation. Give to it. Instead of wanting something from it, you give to it. And you say, give your whole heart to it. You open yourself up for an alternative that above this, whatever seems to be occurring, you don't let yourself be, fooled by it, but you recognize none of this is so. So there's a complete alternative, and I represent that alternative. Because I'm not going to make a compromise here. I'm not going to compromise myself or my brother in this situation. In that, something new opens up. Because there's no need to sacrifice. That's the time of Christ. It's the end of sacrifice. Chapter 15 is full of it. It's like it's the end. Christmas is the end of sacrifice. Like there's no need to compromise anymore. No, there's a Christ vision that looks beyond all things. And all things are simply, say, the things that you normally would perceive as a human being. You were wrong. You missed it. You miss it completely in what you see. And you might, if you admit that, then you don't have to defend it. In other words, that opens up the way to the miracle. And here in that, you are the miracle worker because you're not going to compromise in the situation. So that's the rationale behind it. That's the reasoning behind it. And the practice of it is, of course, integrating that into your affairs. Seeing that you don't have to deal with the situations as you were used to. So it's not that you don't deal with the situation, but you're not dealing with it the way that you're used to. And this works like 100%. But it takes constant reminders, because you forget that this option is available, which is interesting, because it's actually helpful to be miracle-minded. It gives more love to both the giver and receiver. And what is wrong with that? Nothing. It is just that you need to remember it. Now this is wonderful. So that's great practice. So this is just one of the expressions that we're looking at today. And not that I'm going to deeply conceptually talk about it, but I want to bring it back to the experience of love, of giving, of recognition that who is it that you're dealing with? You're dealing here with yourself, no one else. There's no win for you in any situation, except if there's a win-win situation. It's like that's more the recognition that you're one with your brother. So there's not really a winner at all. It's a shared moment of communication, and that fulfills because it is whole. Nothing else will fulfill. If it isn't whole, it cannot fulfill because it will miss something. So it's really like Monday morning. I'm very sharp. Can you tell? I had a good night's sleep. Yeah, it's great. Wonderful. Thank you, Spirit, for this great night. And for this great beginning in which I recognize, oh, yes, I can pray this in the morning. Help me to perform the miracles that I need to perform. Like, show me, help me, do it for me, because I have no idea. For one thing for sure is I'm not going to rely on my old ways to resolve or to handle any situation. Now I want a real solution. And so that's wonderful. So prayer is the medium of miracles. And see, that's a statement in we saw this before. It's like the miracle principles. You have 3 categories of miracle principles. So they're like statements. And this is what a miracle is, for instance. This is a miracle. Then also how to perform them and what they actually do. So there are 3 categories of miracle principles. So I use one today, and that is a prayer is the medium of miracles. So it doesn't tell you how to do that, but it states a fact. It's like prayer is the medium of miracles. And that is always a very comforting expression to me, because it's like, oh yeah, that's good. I can be still. I can say, allow myself to be aligned with my divine nature and see the miracle at work. like it comes back to the same place. If I really listen to this well, it brings me back to the place where miracles are born, you could say, and that is within me. And by me opening up my consciousness to the possibility of the miracle. Medium of miracles. Help me to perform whatever miracles you want of me today. Yeah, that's a prayer that we start with. Prayer is the medium of miracles. Prayer is the natural communication of the created with the Creator. Through prayer, love is received. And through miracles, love is expressed. So this is where I wanted to come back to today. That's what I said. It's like, wait, we're talking here love. Prayer is the natural communication of the created with the Creator. Well, if you listen to it like that, it still sounds very abstract. Huh? Prayer is the natural communication of the created with the Creator, almost like a fact of, like a corporate fact or something. Prayer is the natural communication of the created with the Creator. Like, yes, but we're talking here love. Through prayer, love is received, and through miracles, love is expressed. So that makes it more and more as a personal, individual experience that is shared. And this part is, of course, like incredibly important. So don't let yourself be scared off by the idea of a statement like prayer is a natural communication of the created with the Creator. Like that seems to be far away. And this is, of course, in using A Course in Miracles, a real trap. Placing yourself outside of the statements that are given. So the total involvement of you in this matter is essential. But it's also like that helps you to open yourself up for it. Otherwise it seems like an unreachable goal or something that is far away from you and has nothing to do with you. Like, no, this is really about personal inclusion of this. So the communication between the created and the Creator this is about you. This is about prayer. This is about you going into your closet and be still and listen and let it come to you and be in communication and letting yourself be totally moved by your love for God. And that is what is being expressed here. So it's like, there's no other way to bring this. Like, Jesus did an incredible job, you could say, in expressing this. It is all in there, but it needs to be read very well. And the normal tendency of a human mind is to distantiate yourself from things, like to make yourself separate, even in reading A Course in Miracles. And using A Course in Miracles to attack your brother, for instance. That is the last thing you would want to do with it. So that's why I bring it back to a love affair. You're in a love affair. You're in a love affair with your brother. You're in a love affair with God. Everything can be brought back, in fact, to the source of you, which is love, which is your heart, which is your soul, which is that what communicates. And so, and that is also the individual subjective experience, you could say, or the singular subjective experience. It is an experience of love, not of anything else. It is you recognizing something that is so familiar to you, and maybe with greater intensity than you ever have experienced before. Wonderful. That would just say, confirm the all inclusiveness and all surrounding of this love within you. Like literally you're surrounded by the love of God and you're completely consumed by the love of God. Like there's no difference between the Father and the Son. They're indistinguishable. You couldn't make any sense out of trying to separate the two. that's how lovely this is. So this is what I'm saying. It's like we're talking here about the love affair that you have with Creator and with your brother, with your companion, with your brother, with your God. And if you bring it back to that, then it literally comes back to your heart to receive this. This is a course in love, really. It's like the miracle is what the expression of love is. It's a course in love. And there's a course of love too, of course, but it's like, don't forget that the Course in Miracles is a course of love. It has everything to do, the foundation of it is your love for your brother and your love for God. It's Matthew 6, Matthew 5. It's like, it's Sermon on the Mount. Love your God with all of your heart, your mind and your soul. Love your brother as yourself. See, that is an invitation to a total inclusion, to a recognition that there is nothing outside of that there cannot be anything else too. So that's where perception comes back in, and where we actually make a full circle here. There's like miracle, the prayer is the medium of miracles. So basically it's realizing that there's no difference, that there's only one thing going on, and that is the love that you are, expressed everywhere in everything. If I perceive something else, I'm forgetting that I'm the miracle, that I'm literally in the situation to represent the miracle, to recognize this situation isn't excluded from the love of God. No, it's also part of it. Just ask for help to see this differently, and I can see that differently. What happens to the situation? Well, it becomes whole again. Why? Because we're experiencing love. We're sharing this moment together of our recognition of a common source, a source that is not separate from us. No, we're a total part of it. So this is like, it's a great gift to see it like that and to hear it like that. So thank you for letting me share that. Prayer is the medium of miracles. Oh yeah, this is so nice too. Like this from chapter 3 from the Vortex. Prayer is the medium of miracles, not because God created perceptions, but because God created you. At the beginning of this course, we said that you are a miracle. Therefore, the miracle worker is a miracle not of his own creation. See what I'm saying? It's like prayer is the medium of miracles, not because God created perceptions, no, but because God created you. And that's why that brings you, that makes you the miracle worker in that sense. It's like you are the representative of the love of God. So every situation misperceived, you come into it and you can represent the miracle that you are. At the beginning of this course we said to you, you are a miracle. Therefore the miracle worker is a miracle, not of his own creation. You did not make yourself. You don't have to make it happen or anything. No, you realize who you are, and in that you fulfill your function. See, this is also a great one. Prayer is the medium of miracles, not because God created perceptions, but because God created you. At the beginning of this course we said that you are a miracle. Therefore, the miracle worker is a miracle not of his own creation. Now we continue in chapter 3, like prayer is a way of asking for something. When we said that prayer is the medium of miracles, we also said that the only meaningful prayer is for forgiveness. because those who have been forgiven have everything. Once forgiveness has been accepted, prayer in the usual sense becomes utterly without meaning. Essentially, a prayer for forgiveness is nothing more than a request that we may be able to recognize something we already have. See, I'm just stating the obvious basically today. So the word forgiveness will make more sense when you hear this well. So the only meaningful prayer is for forgiveness, because those who have been forgiven have everything. If you think there's still something lacking in a situation, you haven't perceived it right. Now the miracle is really the realignment to see it right, to see the situation for what it is. And you're basically to see yourself in the situation as who you really are. That makes the difference. So yeah, this is wonderful. So once forgiveness has been accepted, forgiveness being not having any ideas about the situation, but allowing yourself to be the love that you are, then once forgiveness has been accepted, prayer in the usual sense becomes utterly without meaning. How could you miss anything if every situation is whole? How could you miss anything? So essentially, a prayer for forgiveness is nothing more than a request that we may be able to recognize something we already have. Now then it's good to take a look at. It's not that I'm in a hurry, I'm just in this flow. It's like we recognize that we have something already. That's basically what a miracle is for. It's like when the forgiveness is complete, you recognize that you already have everything. So that means in the situation that you find yourself, you recognize that it is not missing anything. But see, that can only be so not by you checking the facts, but by you experiencing the totality of your beingness, the totality of the love that you are, and not anything else. See, that is always, like today I bring it back to the very simple, your own experience, so to speak, like your own love experience will confirm to you that nothing is missing. If you still perceive a lack while you think like, well, the situation should be whole by now, then you have missed it. You cannot make that happen. So that's really what the miracle is. Suddenly, when you forgive, you see, oh, what I was thinking before doesn't make any sense. It doesn't tell me anything about what the real occurrence here. The situation had no meaning in itself, but it became meaningful by me recognizing my true essence. Then it makes total sense. Then it doesn't matter anymore what we do or where we find ourselves, but the recognition of what we are gives meaning to where we are, or in the situations that we are. So that's different, but that's the practice of forgiveness. That basically, if you really take a really good look at it, it's like you see that you're not defined by the situation anymore. That the situation is literally resolved, but also that you, in fact, are gone. That you are dislodged from the situation just by being in a total recognition of your true essence. You allow the situation to be whole, but the content of the situation doesn't matter. The form doesn't matter any longer. Only the place where you perceive it matters. You recognize yourself to be in alignment with the truth of who you are. That is the difference. So prayer is the medium of miracles. Prayer then is nothing but allowing that forgiveness to take place, to give up every idea that you hold about the situation so you can see what is going on in proper alignment. You allow this alignment to occur. Then it doesn't matter anymore how the situation looks. Now this is the only way, in fact, to be present here without being in pain and without lacking something. So that's the incredible gift that's behind all of this. And so, yeah, totally lovely to hear it, share it like this. So this is from lesson 182. Turn to the name of God for your release, and it is given you. Turn to the name of God for your release, and it is given you. No prayer but this is necessary, for it holds them all within it. Words are insignificant, and all requests unneeded, when God's Son calls on his Father's name. His Father's thoughts become his own. Turn to the name of God for your release, and it is given you. Turn to the name of God for your release, and it is given you. No prayer but this is necessary, for it holds them all within it. Words are insignificant, and all request unneeded, when God's Son calls on his Father's name. His Father's thoughts become his own. So this is another confirmation, you could say, of recognizing yourself as one with your Creator, and allowing that to determine everything. All right. So thank you so much for joining today in the Rebirth session. It's great to start the week with this. So thank you for your presence here, and wishing you a beautiful rest of your day, or a good night, or wherever you find yourself. Thank you for everything, and see you soon. Thank you so much.